All right, guys, so today I'm coming to you on a subject about installing fire pit inserts for, let's say, custom-made fire pits and inserts for those custom-made fire pits. Now, a lot of people come in and they ask me for burners like this, and these are just your standard matchlet stainless steel burners. They can come circular, they can come square, penta, they can come in different shapes and sizes. They're customizable and they're popular. Easiest ones that you can install because they're manually lit with the key valve, and that's how they work. But in some scenarios, we get people like landscapers, pool people, or maybe they're selling the whole package, or maybe they're DIYers who are doing everything by themselves and they're doing that. When you do stuff like that, you need to make sure there's a couple of things that you need in order for it to be successful. So these not only come just manually like this, they'll come sometimes with electronic ignitions, things that are automatic startups for you. For when you flip a switch, they automatically turn on, engage a pilot, and turn these guys on. And they give you the ease of functionality and just more easier to use when you have multiple bowls or multiple fire pits that you have. It's going to be easier to have those on some sort of switch or timer. So when you're doing that, a lot of guys will say, hey, I'm going to make a custom feature for this. That's great. When you do it though, you need to make sure that you're getting the size correct. So a brand that we sell and that we love, and I'm going to go ahead and put this down for a second, a brand that we love and that we sell is HPC. Now, if you look here, Ashley, really quick over here, at these fire pits, each of these fire pits has some sort of burner insert inside of them that they use to create that fire. We personally use HPC inserts, and with HPC inserts you have your matchlet, you have a push button, and then you have your electronic ignitions. Now they look like this, and I'm going to open this book. It's a little bit old, so it's going to have some tears on it, so bear with me as I show. But just right here on this page, you're going to see right here, here's a flat pan with a penta burner on there, and then you have your controls down here. And then I want to pay attention to your specs that you have right here. So HPC makes spec burners, and if you looked on this page here, you'll see all of their spec burners that they do in the electronic ignition systems there. Each of these burners has a spec size and clearance that they need in order to operate properly. What does that mean? That means if I build something that's not the correct size and I try to put this insert in there, it's not gonna work. It won't work. It'll malfunction, and it'll cost the customer more money to fix, and it'll cost you time and money to fix as well. So again, you know, as someone who sells these all the time, it's very, very important to know your measurements and know what you're putting these inserts into. In most cases, I'll tell my customers, hey, if you're getting 3 custom made bowls, give me the specs and dimensions so that I can send them to companies like HPC or the Outdoor Plus, any of those brands, and they can go ahead and customly make these. Now, here's the thing. The more custom these become, the more expensive they're going to be, because you're taking a spec size and you're trying to create something outside of what they normally do. So you're going to pay for that because they're going to have to draw it, engineer it, and make sure that it works properly. Whereas if I go with and I design around their standard packages that they sell, it's easier to sell, it's easier to work with on your end from that side, and easier to be able to install and make sure that it runs as smooth as possible. So again, those are some things that you want to notate. Size is important. What are you putting it into? You want to make sure that you're meeting clearances to combustibles. So if I put this insert inside of, let's say, one of these fire pits like this, I need to have a burner properly clear so that stuff like this, if it's combustible or not, isn't getting over hot. If you think things like, let's say, concrete, for example, if I don't have that proper clearance from the burner to here, I'm going to crack this concrete eventually, and then I'm ruining that investment. If we talk aluminum or metals, I'm warping those metals because I'm overheating them. So we see this often, commonly, is, hey, I want the biggest burner for this application, but sometimes bigger isn't better. You know, we're in Texas, where it's like, oh, bigger is better. That's not true when we talk about fire pits. Safety's tantamount. We want safety to always be at the forefront. So giving that burner proper clearance is very, very important for safety, number one, but also the duration and durability of the product that you have purchased and that you've created. So that's really, really important. Also knowing what the gas BTU rating of those burners are is very important to how you run and plumb a gas line to properly fuel that fire. You know, you don't want to over pressurize the valves on these burners or they're going to lock up and break. You don't want to under pressurize, because if you do, you're not going to get the flame that you want. So know your product, know what you're purchasing, know what you're investing in, know the details is what we would always encourage you to know. Don't go into a project after the fact, go and buy the burners, and then when you get them in, they don't work properly. Those are things that, you know, somewhere here at Tru-Lite, we're going to ask you those questions, because we want to make sure that you're getting the proper sizing, the proper burner, and the proper fit for the application that you're putting it into. And for us, HPC really fills that void for us of having the best inserts on the market, the best fire pit inserts that are durable, they're weatherproofed, and they're really good to use from an electronic standpoint. The last thing I want to touch on is protecting the burner and the electronic system. When you buy a fire pit or you buy an insert and you put it into a fire pit, the last thing you want to do is leave this area as exposed. In other words, I need to get some sort of cover that's vinyl or something that fits into this insert here to cover that burner system and cover the electronics so that they have the longest longevity. I want to make sure that I'm getting them serviced, if they're electronics, yearly. You need to clean out the pilot. You need to clean out the burner system. It's getting weathered all year long. So again, upkeep is really, really something that you want to pay attention to on anything really that you purchase. But with fire pits that have electronics especially, you want to go ahead and do that. Now, if you want to stick to just manual, there's a lot less to worry about and a lot less that can go wrong. Really, in manual, you just want to know the right sizes, the manual matchlet. You want to know right sizes, and then you want to have proper clearances. That's the biggest thing that we look at. So again, if you're in the market to do a custom, ready-to-finish fire pit, or you're getting a fire pit fabricated and you're looking to buy the inserts, Tru-Lite's your one stop. Come in store, talk to us, give us what you're looking to do, and we'll set you up with the right burner, guys. So that's just a little bit from us. Thanks for watching, thanks for following. Like and subscribe. Follow us on our other channels like Instagram and Facebook for all these type of details and videos. Visit our website too if you're interested in the product as well. And as always, thanks for being a follower of Tru-Lite Gas Products. Have a good one, guys.